Hello everybody, hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back in. Today's video is going to be continuous special coverage of Winter Storm Gia and how this storm has strengthened and snow totals have just increased, so stay tuned for that. Let's get right into it here. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me. Thank you for all your support. Whether you have liked or viewed or made a nice comment, thank you for all you do. So let's get right into it here for our presentation for January 12th, 2019. So GFS model, okay, as I said, the totals have increased. I'm going to show you some more models and also the winter weather advisory and winter storm warnings that are in place now. So basically, PA Turnpike on south, you're going to have your best chance to see accumulating snow. Okay, once you get north of the PA Turnpike, it's either going to be like a dusting to 1 inch if you're like just north of the PA Turnpike, and after that it's just flurries. But if you live in Northern Virginia, you could see up to 10 inches of snow possibly, and even central southern Delaware could see a few inches of snow, maybe like 6 or 7, and then the northern part of the state maybe like 3 to 5. But also southern Jersey, Millville on south has a good chance to see about 2 to 5 inches of snow as well. So please be very careful out there. St. Louis is closing on 1 foot of snow from the storm, so just proof of how big this storm is. Indiana, maybe 4 to 6 inches. The whole state of Ohio is going to see at least 2 inches of snow, particularly 2 or 3, maybe 4 inches in the western part of the state. But the whole state of Ohio here in this forecast for the GFS model is calling for at least 2 inches of snow through the whole state. I'm also going to show you some more models because I know you don't like just the standard model. GEM models here. Again, forecasting the same thing. It's really going to be PA Turnpike on south. After that, it's just like a dusting to 1 inch in flurries. But it's also bringing that 6 inches plus, rather, into more southern Delaware, and then potentially 5 or 6 inches for Cape May and Wildwood. And then more snow for Ohio and Indiana with the GEM model. Okay, this model was forecasting like several feet of snow for Maine. So this model isn't the most trustworthy, but it is nice to look at it once in a while. Icon model. Okay, for the snow totals, this usually goes a little bit under. I'm surprised it's going over what the GFS says. It's having about the entire state of Delaware in about 4 or 5 inches. Maybe like PA Turnpike pick up a couple, and even a couple inches of snow north of the PA Turnpike. But notice it does also have a lot of lighter snowfall totals for Northern Virginia, maybe just like a few inches, with northeastern Maryland getting the hardest according to this model with 6 inches. So again, it really depends. You gotta pick your fate. You know what model you like. You know, everyone has their different model. But the NAN 12KM earlier was showing about 13 inches of snow for the whole state of Delaware and southern Jersey and Maryland and Virginia. But it's a little bit on the lighter side now, but still showing a lot of snow. 6 inches plus from Millville, Cape May, all the way down through the Smoky Mountains and the high country of North Carolina. Around Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, included in that, Danville, Roanoke, Virginia, the nation's capital, sitting right there, and also Baltimore, Newark. Philly has been on the line, on the verge of big snowfall totals versus small snowfall totals. According to this model, maybe they're about a couple inches, like 2 to 4. But you go just south to Newark, Wilmington, Delaware, it's like 6 inches. Then Baltimore, it's 8, and Washington, D.C., it's 10. Okay, so it's really going to depend on your city here. Further southwest, you're going to have the better chance to see higher snowfall totals. And even near the Chesapeake, could you pick up a foot or 14 inches maybe? That's about it. Okay, so this is the National Weather Service southern Jersey for Newcastle County, Delaware, southern Jersey, northeastern Maryland, all included in this, okay? And we're going to see accumulations of 3 to 5 inches. Okay, so what I always say, if you want to go sledding, make sure your grass is trimmed nice and short, and you have a nice big hill to sled on, because if the grass is trimmed nice and short, it will help for the snow to stick up more. The grass won't stick out of the snow as much. So that's just a quick little tip there. So from 7 o'clock this evening all the way through 1 a.m. Monday, there will be, expect snow-covered roads, possibly in limited visibilities. Okay, so please be very careful out there. I'm doing a video particularly because they were calling for 1 to 3 inches before from where I am, and now it's calling for 3 to 5. So please be very careful on where you are, wherever you're going. Okay, I'm also going to show you the radar. So if we take it back to the beginning of the radar. Sorry, it just has to refresh. I've kind of had this up for a while. But while we're waiting for that, we're going to hop over to Pivotal Weather. This is one of the Canadian models, the GDPS model. And for this storm's forecasting, about 2 to 3 inches northern central Delaware, maybe Virginia, southern Delaware, maybe West Virginia, southeastern West Virginia. Has the potential to pick up maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow. Like I said in my last video, I'm a big snow lover, so I'm getting all excited for this. So I'm just kind of getting hiccups. But central southern Ohio, over towards Indiana, Illinois, could pick up a few more inches before this is all set and done. And like I said, PA Turnpike on south. So you have the best chance to see an inch or two. Once you go north of that, it's usually about an inch, maybe an inch and a half if you're lucky. And then, like the Lehigh Valley, it's going to be all flurries for you. And maybe a dusting if you're lucky. The reason why we're actually seeing a good dose of snow with this storm is because the temperatures are actually cold enough. Okay, usually, you know, when we have these big storms coming in, temperatures are usually around, you know, the 30s, but they're down in the 20s. I mean, it's not like it's unusual. It's January, people. But in the 20s, temperatures in the 20s because it's coming overnight. So that lower sun angle is going to result in that heavier snow. Help to stick on the roads better. So Atlantic City, 2 inches according to the weather.gov. This is the latest release here. This was updated at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, this wasn't updated too long ago. Wilmington, Newark, North Delaware, 4 to 5 inches. Dover to Georgetown, 5 or 4 inches. And then Easton, Maryland, 6 or 7 possible. But Philly was calling for less than an inch. Now they're up to 2 inches for Philly. And Medford is up to 2 inches. Reading is up to an inch. Coatesville is up to 3 inches. Let me circle that a little better. There we are, Coatesville. But still, it's Allentown, Doylestown, Freehold, all north towards New Brunswick and Newark, New Jersey. Up towards New York City. You're really going to see nothing. Maybe, and let me draw this out here. Maybe, okay, if we, so Trenton is about less than an inch. So if you're on that southern edge of that 0 inch area, maybe that's where you're gonna see flurries. Okay, that southern zone of that 0 inch area could see some flurries, but that's about it for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a map though of the high end amount. So basically, at the very most, how much we're gonna see. And with these totals here, it's a 1 in 10 chance of higher snowfall than the totals shown here. Okay, so let's say, oops, sorry, that's low end. There we go, high end snowfall. So high end amounts here, we have about 10 to 11 inches. Chester 10, Easton to Dover, Atlantic City 7, Vineland 9, Wilmington 7, Coatesville 6. Okay, northern central Delaware maybe like 8 or 9. Medford over to Toms River 6 inches, and Brunswick to Freehold is 8 inches. I like looking at the low end amounts. Well, I thought you said you're a snow lover. I am, but low end amounts I like looking at because this is your guaranteed snowfall. Basically, you're saying you really can't get lower than this. And for a lot of the region, it's 0. Except Dover, maybe a dusting. Chestertown, maybe a dusting. Easton, 3 inches you're guaranteed, basically. And Georgetown, nothing for the low end amount. Here we are, dusting, or chance of a tenth of an inch of snow or more. About 80% for much of the area, 60 to 80%. Chance of an inch or more kind of goes down a little bit. 2 inches or more kind of gets interesting. Because you're like, well, I thought you said, this is why I don't like the National Weather Service, or stuff's kind of mixed up sometimes. New Brunswick was calling for 0 inches of snow. But if you look at the chance of 2 inches or more, it's more than a 50-50 chance. So it's really tough, and really depends on where you are. And New Brunswick has a 3/4 of a chance, to a 75% chance almost, to see tenth of an inch or more. Although it did say 0 inches, so it's very tricky to forecast this. Okay, I can't blame them. It's very tricky to forecast something like this, especially when it just changed. The totals change by a few inches. And once we head towards like greater than 8 inches, the totals start to fizzle into the 20s and teens. But overall, we're gonna have a big storm here. Okay, greater than 8 inches, 9, 10, 12 inches. The chances kind of get slim, and then 18 inches is basically nothing. Alright, so let's see if our radar is ready for Wilmington, Delaware, and the surrounding areas here. Looks like it is. So we're going to take you to future radar. And you guys got to let it play for it to refresh a little bit. But you can see some heavier snow bands kind of working their way in, okay? This is what you have to watch with every snowstorm. Like I said, these bands mean everything. Again, I'm going to say a lot, because these bands can increase your snowfall totals wherever you are, okay? And here's some more heavy snowfall bands, okay? I know it's kind of hard to see depending on your brightness on your computer and the opacities, but you can still kind of see it. Annapolis, nation's capital, starting to see some snow, but by around 10 o'clock, the whole area should be taken over with snow, maybe the exception of north central Jersey. Okay, now I'm really going to see this. So it looks like it's coming from the southwest, but in reality, what the storm is doing is coming out of the southwest, and then that high is kind of blocking it from going anywhere else. So once it goes up to the northeast a little bit more, and all of a sudden all the precipitation just dies back to the south. It just retreats. And that's how it's going to end for Sunday for a lot of areas. Obviously, the western areas ending sooner than the eastern areas. But still, that doesn't mean the eastern areas are going to get any more snow. It just means they're going to end a little bit later. So, with that said, let's hop over to National Weather Service in southwestern Virginia, in northern North Carolina. Okay, so snowfall, you know, mountains, few inches. But even down in North Carolina, Boone, North Carolina, even some of the low elevation areas could even see an inch or two with this. Okay, but that's not the big story. The big story with this is the ice. Okay, the ice is going to be brutal here. We're talking about, there is a high chance, I watched the Weather Channel, and there's a high chance in parts of North Carolina, western North Carolina, that we will see greater than a quarter of an inch of ice. And even a quarter of an inch of ice can cause some damage to the power lines, and also even to your vehicle. If the ice is too heavy, I wouldn't say break your windshield, but it could do some damage. So please be very careful. And you see this darker orange line means 1/10 of an inch or greater. So that's that orange zone right here. That yellowish color means 1/100th of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. I'm sorry, I sound kind of shaky. I'm just excited. But Reidsville, more than 1/4 of an inch, as portrayed by that red shade there. Okay, so this is St. Louis. I know you've been hearing me say a lot that St. Louis got so much snow. So additional snowfall. This was updated through 9 a.m. this morning. Okay, so this is kind of old. They really haven't updated this. But yeah, 4 to 6 inches in St. Louis. Okay, Springfield 6 to 8 inches. Okay, for additional snowfall. But you get the picture here. St. Louis could total out. Some areas could total out with 15 inches of snow, and if not that, maybe some areas could even receive up to 17. The chance of anybody seeing 20 inches is out of the blue. Okay, this is a big winter storm. It's not a major winter storm. But I just want to show you the cutoff, because St. Louis is kind of tough here. Northwestern town, you have the best chance to see 4 to 6 inches, because as the precipitation ends, St. Louis is going to end as a lot of rain for you. Your conditions have been improving since the snow fell. Okay, temperatures have been above freezing. Okay, obviously it's the night now. The water will refreeze, but even still, okay, 4 to 6 inches there, right there, it's 3 to 4, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, and nothing additional. Okay, so it's a very sharp cutoff after that, because St. Louis will see a lot of ice, additional ice as it refreezes, but conditions will improve for St. Louis. Okay, but nonetheless, don't take anything for granted. Okay, be careful out on the roadways, wherever you are. Okay, so National Weather Service, or the Weather Prediction Center, excuse me, it's showing some snow moving in, and day 2, the snow kind of continues, and then it pulls out by Monday. Okay, so that's when conditions we think will improve. As of St. Louis, okay, I will pull up your forecast for you. Okay, but while we're waiting for that, so this is the Weather Prediction Center. Okay, the chances of seeing a greater than inch of snow and 2 inches of snow and all that. So we're going to show you the chances here, okay? So you can see about 60-70% chance of greater than inch of snow, northern Delaware, Philly, but right here in Washington, at least a 90% chance, okay? So pretty much, I don't want to take it for granted still, because something can happen, okay? But it is a pretty good chance. And here's that red area, and again, greater than 90% chance that we see above 2 inches of snow. Okay, you can almost take this for granted, but don't take this fully for granted, because something can still happen. Okay, so St. Louis, we're still at 33 degrees. Okay, light snow. And this snow that we're seeing now, it's really not going to stick anymore because temperatures have kind of been above freezing now. We're at 33 degrees. Okay, I just want to show you because your conditions are improving. This afternoon, like I said, it got to 34 degrees. It will drop to 31. Sorry, that got blocked. It will drop to 31 degrees tonight. Okay, so not too far below freezing, but still could see some icy spots with that wintry mix. Okay, and then wintry mix likely, then snow likely into Sunday with a high of 32. 24 Sunday night, and that chance of wintry mix that will end after about the evening hours. But then Monday, 34, mostly cloudy, 24 Monday night, but then look, 42 on Tuesday. Okay, so conditions will improve as we have over time. Warmth will eventually take over. Temperatures will go into the 40s in the daytime. Still could see some refreezing at night. Alright, weather models, I'm not going to spend too much time on this to wrap it up, because really, weather models, this is 2 days old, because, you know, I got to log in to get the newer ones, because, you know, you have to pay for it. But anyway, but you still get the point, okay? Not really too much to look at. But you do see there will be a couple inches of snow, maybe even a few inches of snow across the Mid-Atlantic. That's the big picture here. And then back towards St. Louis, well, the best chance to see up to 15 inches of snow. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I dedicate this presentation to all the people that work so hard out there, including those snow removal people. God bless you. Thank you for keeping us safe. And to anyone who works hard out there. Thank you for watching. I am the Weather Dude, signing off. Till next time.